Hi, this is Matt Groening.
And this is Rich Moore, the director of this episode.
And this is John Vitti, the writer.
And here we go with the main title again. Still with the old pre-Mr. Burns.
Man-eating sandwich.
With tongs. You know, the red ceiling of this grocery store always bugged me. Because I thought that it didn't indicate what the environment was. And this is back in the early days when we were still trying to figure out the colors, and we realized that if a color could indicate what the object was, we were actually going to try to do that instead of some of the wackier colors. Still with that crowd that we ended up losing.
Whatever happened to them? The old Lisa scene.
Now this main title sequence was inspired by the Fred Flint, the Flintstones.
And this is Rich Moore, Fred rushing home.
Yeah,
the original Flintstones.
Yeah.
Titles.
And I thought that the animation would be better, actually.
All right, I'm leaving. I remember there was much discussion whether she should be brushing side to side or up and down.
We made a conscious decision to put him in briefs rather than jockeys. Yeah, the comedy version. We thought this was.
Now remember, it's very hard to figure out how much Homer weighs exactly. 239
Yeah, that's one of those magic scales that has 239 actually printed.
Just keeping you on your toes, babe. 239 pounds! Oh, I'm a blimp. Why are all those good?
Oh, hey, it's bandaged together, taped together from when Homer smashed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no! 239 pounds! I'm a whale! Why was I cursed with this weakness for snacks?
That's a good shot.
I never knew if people would be able to read that that's the light fixture on the ceiling.
Don't strain yourself, dear.
Good idea, Marge. By the way, this Friday night I'm going to be attending a little get-together with the boys at work. Using
Homer's starting to sound a little bit more like his second season self.
Is this some kind of stag party?
No, Marge. It's going to be very classy, a tea and crumpet kind of thing.
Eugene Fisk, isn't he your assistant?
No, it's my supervisor.
Didn't he used to be your assistant?
Hey, what is this, the Spanish Exposition?
Sorry, Homer.
Uh-oh, it's the female man. Female carrier bark.
Is this Maggie Roswell's first appearance?
Where's my spy camera?
I think it might. I think it is. The doors stopped bending after this.
Of this thing.
When they get slammed.
It really works. Because I got a lot of spying to do.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, well, we were ambitious back then. Yeah. Now we're just tired and.
Again, very daring for its time.
What?
Things were very conservative in the early 1990s.
We had to be careful about how that was depicted.
Ew, gross. Mom, Bart was taking a picture of his butt. Oh, sure, like I'm really going to
Hey, we got to say butt a lot.
Yeah.
Stop it, you two.
Now we say
And
ass.
some nice clothes. He's having a boys' night out.
Just as I was asking myself, where did my 7-year-old
Smoke
boy
level
get the
just
money
really
for
adds a
my
lot of
birthday present?
tawdry,
I opened the box.
tawdriness to
Inside
this
was
whole
little
thing.
Eugene's basement.
It's so
He
disgusting.
had given me the
Boy, these
I
are
mean, they
unhappy
really
people.
overdid it.
in the whole world. Jane, I see you, the one thing that matters most to me in the whole world, married tomorrow. I'm going to know just how you felt that day.
I love you, Dad.
I love you, son.
Where am I?
I remember that was something that Sam actually said to one of the animators. Where are you from? The planet Cornball. We all fell on the floor laughing, so that's how they got in this show.
I'm proud to say I'm the creator of Lenny and Carl, perhaps the richest of all Simpsons characters.
Well, that.
Now, John,
Carl's voice
isn't that this cod platter gag yours too?
Yeah, I spent a whole afternoon on this anagram. I should have been working on Act 2, but I got obsessed with it.
It was worth it.
Now you can get anagrams off the internet, like anagram makers.
Well, this was pre-internet.
The party next door seems to be.
We used an abacus for
Could
it.
you please ask them to quiet down a little bit, please?
Aye.
We didn't really typeset stuff back then.
Hey, try and keep it down, guys, okay?
Wasn't the original line "Go to hell"? I seem to remember. Now there's a cartoon convention I think we used only once.
We did it on the
Someone
Tracy
getting
Ullman show in the
sick
old
and
shorts
turning
too.
green.
Yeah, please be excused for a minute.
That's an odd split.
We kept it on too for a while. Carl had a different voice too.
One last taste of bachelor freedom.
Now, of course, this is our euphemistic version of a bachelor type party.
Princess Cashmere, queen of the mysterious East.
I was always proud that people on the internet noticed that she was coming out of the kitchen and there was a angry dishwasher back in there watching her eggs.
We're in hell.
It's the little things.
Look at him squirm.
You care to dance?
So far out of
A lot of ADR in there.
A little Oedipal rage going on there, I think.
That's the most fun I ever had in my life.
We used that camera effect a lot in the first season of the flash and the twist out on the photos.
I'd like to welcome our new member, Bart Simpson. Oh, people, don't applaud. Let's get to work.
And this was a big deal to put a red gel over the scene.
My goodness, quite exciting. Extremely
We wanted it to look like a dark
Tones
room.
will call the work of Helmut Newton. Who's the sexy lady, Bart? Beats me, but the guy dancing with
Sophisticated reference.
Yes,
Helmut Newton.
The later work of
That's
Diane
pretty good.
Arbus. Bart, I'd really appreciate a print of your
Oh,
masterwork.
there you go,
too.
Diane Arbus.
Sorry, guys, no can do.
I once said in an interview that I said this facetiously, that Bart was based on a photo by Diane Arbus of that kid in Central Park holding the toy hand grenade in his hand, which it's not. I just and I got a letter from the guy in the photo.
Yep.
Saying he grew
Wanting
up
some money.
No, he just said no. He was actually very appreciative, and he said he just wanted to reassure he grew up to be very regular, cool, normal guy.
So there it says copies 5 cents and 10 cents. So if the fans would please stop reminding me of that, I'm sorry.
What exactly are they excited about with that photo?
Well,
I think yes, that's a very good criticism of the story. I think George Meyer brought it up once. It's not nearly an exciting enough photo to
wasn't
get kids.
the whole thing inspired by the Rob Lowe tape?
Yes, I mean, and that makes sense if you have a sex video, but the photo is much too tame to explain the way people are acting. I think I forget if it made the air. At one point, the photo travels across the country, and somebody in Japan had a picture of
Yeah, I remember that.
this very mild photograph.
His name's Homer Simpson.
That's Burns' old office.
In Sector 7G.
First season office.
Oh,
Before the
is
vaulted
that bear
ceiling.
yellow too?
I'd like to see our self-styled
The bear is yellow too. So the white polar bear is also yellow.
Liberty Bell. Another Liberty Bell. One more, and I'm a millionaire.
We were very proud of that joke. I remember the Fred Flintstone thing.
No!
Oh, the
That
please, please,
purple
please
thing.
was
What
also
were you
very early.
yesterday?
Hey, looking
Homerism.
good.
What do you want, pal?
Hey, mister.
First season looking extra.
Doody 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 doo.
Well, a doody-doody-doo to you too, pint size.
You could always tell them because they had
A lot of nutcases
big
in
spaces
Oh,
between
sure,
their
I've seen
teeth.
things you can't
The
imagine.
teeth didn't overlap.
Hey, hey, hey.
here. I hear ya, buddy. Full moon.
Now that's sexy.
Got it.
I love the long walk.
What is the meaning of this?
I always liked that she was off screen for most of this. And
Wow, I
think
didn't remember Marge strangling Homer.
yeah, I think
That's
that's.
good.
I think that was the first time someone else strangled Homer.
Well, Bart has strangled Homer back.
Yeah.
Saying, honey? But where will I sleep?
My suggestion
Good pose.
is for you to
Yeah,
sleep
no,
in the
there's-
filth you created.
Some great layouts in this episode.
Is this the first one you directed from the start, or did you have 7 from the beginning?
No, actually, this was in production also. So, but I kind of went back in and reworked
Here,
it from
Not
scratch.
any soul left. You'll need these. I know I will.
It seems like the animation's progressing a little bit. Does it look that way to you?
Yeah, I think by the end of the first season, by what was the last show of the season, the foreign exchange student episode, the animation had really come up. It was we could tell, you know, at the studio that it was looking much better. The timing was sharper.
Oh, no.
There's still some mushiness in some of the acting. Some of the turns are kind of.
We got Barney's
Kinda
hair colored.
soft.
You get hungry in the middle
For the
of
first
the
several
night,
episodes, it was
there's
yellow.
Open beer in the fridge.
So
Oh,
this
yeah.
was based on a apartment that Jim Reardon and a few other animators and I shared
Yeah, it looks like my
after
apartment.
college.
Right?
With the big spool for
With
coffee.
the- yeah,
Bernie,
and-
Homer's not made of money.
You know, a
Don't listen to him, Marge.
couch
He's-
from an alley and
Oh, Homer.
Wow, I
There's a
thought Mo
Humphrey
was ugly, but
Bogart.
Barney is
Run
really
a little
ugly.
bit. Barney down in the hall.
there's a Humphrey
Well,
Bogart
it's a
poster in
apartment
one
complex, it's
corner,
upscale, yard and
Simpsonized.
single like me. No, Barn. I just want to crawl into bed. Suit yourself, Homer.
The same way you spent all that time on that anagram, I spent like a day designing this background, this location.
Oh, I remember a note in the direction I gave to you know, to not have the
Right.
anymore, and just make it lip smacking, because I got tired of the
Yeah. I like the goof-proof mug.
Do you think you're doing, Simpson?
What do you mean, sir?
I mean this.
I'll have to say this is one of my, even though it's one of the earliest things I directed, it's one of the scenes I'm most proud of. I mean, this exchange between Burns and Homer, I think, came out really, really well.
It won't happen again, sir.
It's not often it comes out
Just a second,
the way
Simpson.
you really want it to,
Would
but
you leave the room for
just
a
the
minute?
cutting and the
Yes, sir.
timing of this, the animation, is really pleased
Simpson,
with this
I am
scene.
by most
I think it made an
measures
impression because right around here was when Burns Mania set in with the writers. For a while, you couldn't stop the writers from pitching Mr. Burns
Well,
stories.
just the way he was written, I could tell like this guy's gonna be a big character. So
You seem to have a
I
way
spent a
with
lot
the
of time on like unwrinkling the paper and these poses at the window.
I love moving him over there.
And I
That's
like
great.
the little hidden, moves and stuff where he just appears at the window over the cut. And
Yeah, by the beginning of the second season, after Swartzwelder wrote Burns runs for governor, all anybody wanted to write was Mr. Burns.
It's simplicity itself.
it's just so pathetic, this sequence.
Now return to your work and tell no one of what transpired here.
I like that hidden turn from the smile to the sad face. You don't see the emotion actually change.
Good
It just
posing
happens.
too, with Bart hanging upside down and then off the couch.
Still kind of ticked off.
Yeah.
I just thought this was a really nice layout with the kids hugging Homer. It
Hello, Marge.
feels very natural,
It's me,
like
Homer.
the kids with their
Are
dad.
you still mad? You are still mad. Don't need to say it. I'm your
I
loving
guess she
husband.
gave
I
up on
can read you
breaking up
like a
with him in
book.
later seasons.
She's gonna have an
I'm not drinking
affair
out of
pretty
the
soon.
carton. Come on, Marge. Please forgive me.
This is something we don't do as
I'm
much with the
sorry.
extreme close-ups, the character
sorry.
way up in
Homer, you don't
the
even
foreground
know why
and the
you're
person behind
apologizing.
him.
Yes, I do. Because I'm hungry. My clothes are
Gotta do that
smelly,
more.
and I'm tired.
I've been thinking, Homer, and you know what bothers me the most about this whole thing? You taught Bart a very bad lesson. Your boy idolizes you.
Oh, he does not.
It's hard to
He
think of
does,
thing to say. I just want to enjoy the episode.
I know.
It's really fun.
And his object spelling
Wow,
purposes.
that's a long time going
I
with
wanted to see
without a
that
laugh.
she's a
Yeah, I
real
know.
human being with real thoughts and real
Marge got-
feelings.
John, what were you thinking?
I want Barbara to see you apologize for
Marge
Trying to
got
make some
so
kind of
mad about
point
this
here?
photo.
Your witness, my command,
She
my
did,
Do it.
Homer did such awful things in the seasons to come, and she just took it.
Yeah.
She was really mad about this photograph.
And that's actually based on the Seventh Veil Club in Hollywood. That exterior. Not that I would know what it looks like, but we actually went around Hollywood taking pictures of strip clubs for the exteriors of these buildings. And the fact that the photo could turn Homer into the city's #1 swinger, too.
Even people in nudie clubs were impressed by how raunchy that photograph was.
It's just so tawdry.
Hey, Princess, it's me, the guy from the snapshot.
Oh, hi.
Wow.
Now there's an action figure. I think you should make those.
Look, I'm here because I
dancing
want
girls.
to
Showgirls?
treating you
Yeah.
like an object. I also want my boy to find out that you're more than
No, it
just
was
a belly.
I can't draw attractive women very well in this style,
Find out that she has thoughts
and
feelings.
to be able to actually do that
Okay, but can we make it quick?
was I had no idea that we could actually pull it
You
off.
tell him a little bit about yourself.
I always like the look of, that it was still very cartoony, but it had a
And
like kind of a
most fun include
sexiness
silk
to
sheets
it.
And a warm fireplace.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll be on our...
Once again, Homer unaware that he's moving.
But I think that's just foolish. Men must have hearts.
This I remember when I read the script that this seemed like a really complicated setup to set up, to get him up in a cage hanging over the stage and with a show going on underneath him.
It's a very gratuitous story move. and
Oh.
The only point of it was to make you animate a production number.
Thank you for that, John.
Stage, fat boy.
Hey, it's the guy from the picture.
Homer Simpson.
Sorry,
An interesting response to a guy lying motionless on
Ladies and
stage.
gentlemen, it's an honor to have a real.
I remember the character
swinging
designer
cast tonight.
must have designed
Homer Simpson,
50
party guy.
different international showgirls for the sequence.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And
that
only
pile.
4 are ever seen on screen. So.
Right.
Mr. Burns
What do you-
actually recognized Homer Simpson there. That's
That's-
probably the only time ever.
That's true.
He
very
recognizes them
unlike
sometimes within an episode.
If it's
I thi-
within 72 hours.
Well, it's within an episode, but then for the next episode he won't remember. Sometimes we forget to write that in, and we have to remind ourselves to remember that Mr. Burns doesn't remember.
Look out! Yeah!
Wow, this is
And that was
great.
really complicated to lay out.
He's a love machine, sir.
Well, I always thought that one of the amazing things about this show was that we would throw these incredibly complicated scene descriptions at you guys. The stage full of dancing girls or a parade of elephants or whatever, and you'd actually do it.
It was actually a reverse incentive system. We just noticed the best shows were the ones where we made the animators do the most work.
Something to say to all the sons out there, to all the boys, to all the men, to all of us. It's about women and how they are not mere objects with curves that
It's a
make
fine
us
place
crazy.
to finally spring that on me, guys.
They're our wives,
The microphone in front of
our
me.
sisters, our grandmas, our aunts, our nieces and nephews. Well, not our nephews. They are our mothers. And you know something, folks? As ridiculous as this sounds, I would rather... Or am I right? My wife gets the cutest little thing right here when she smiles.
My Susie.
So cute. Here's mine. I always love that guy in the back screaming, "Bless the wife."
I better give him a call.
Marge!
Oh my God! Look at those tears.
Yep.
How did Marge get here?
That I've always wondered. I guess when he was on the phone talking to her, when he's saying he's going to one last place, he must have mentioned what the place was. So
I hope so.
yeah, I just directed the thing.
Wow.
She just needed to be there.
Another good one.
Well, thank you. They still look so crude, the first season ones.
Well, I feel a little bit like Walt Disney watching Steamboat Willie, you know?
Yeah, but you can see that the staging was there, the acting, you know, sometimes the animation was a little mushy, but the turns were, you know, they were there.